welcome to the Pearls Quartz Coaching Skills submodule. This is part 1 of Module 2-2, brought to you by Think.Thrive Academy. Let's explore the Pearls Quartz together. We will begin our exploration of this skills framework by examining the 3 components of the Pearls Quartz. The Pearls Quartz provides a skills frame to engage in generative coaching conversations with your coachee. The Pearls Quartz postulates Think.Thrive Academy's 17 coaching skills using a 737 framework that forms the foundation for a Pearls workplace coach. This frame comprises 7 inquiry skills, 3 listen and observe skills, and also 7 advocacy skills. A masterful coach uses the full range of Pearls coaching skills to engage the client fully during a coaching session. The 7 inquiry skills arise from curiosity and are intended to draw out the full experience of the client on the selected topic. The 3 listen and observe skills serve to build connection and resonance with the client and focus on being present and in the moment in service of the client. The 7 advocacy skills are coach-led to bring the client closer to the place of commitment and action. Being adept in all of the 17 skills will enable the coach to engage their clients to move towards their personal best and produce the results that are important to their personal and professional lives. Inquiry skills approach the client from a place of curiosity. We will now learn the characteristics of these 7 inquiry skills that form the bottom segment of the Pearls Quartz. Let's start with use silence. This is a skill that brings stillness into the coaching. Creating quietness is powerful in allowing a healthy level of discomfort and allowing the coachee to reflect and respond. It may take a few seconds or even minutes. Give your coachee the time and space to process whatever is in the moment. What comes back can often shift the tone of the conversation. The second skill is to keep focus. This is to bring the conversation back on topic and focus on the coachee's needs. Thirdly, let's look at the clarify skill. This skill is employed to confirm if the coach's understanding about what was said by the coachee is accurate. This skill is useful when the coachee has not reached a landing point or is in a state of hesitancy. They may not be clear themselves about the matter at hand. When this situation arises, the coach can help to bring clarity into the conversation using the clarify skill. This brings us to the most commonly used skill in coaching, which is to ask. This is an inquiry in service of the coachee and not to satisfy the coach's own curiosity, which may not be relevant to the topic at hand. Next, let's talk about the summarize skill. It is not uncommon for the coachee to continually talk for many minutes as they try to elaborate and provide details to the topic. Sometimes they do this because they are in the thinking as they speak mode. At some point, the coach would enter the conversation and consolidate the different points to extract key essence, which is to recap and sum up. This is also a way to clarify when multiple data points are provided by the coachee and need to be processed to make sense of what is being said. The abstract skill is another way to bring back a conversation where multiple points are being said. This skill seeks to elevate the points raised at a metaframe level. It can involve the coach creating a visual or conceptual representation or the appropriate use of metaphors and symbols. If it resonates with the coachee, this can yield important insights and is thus a powerful skill, especially during the Pearls instance moment. The coach should not be overly worried about getting it wrong. If the coach says something that does not connect for the coachee, they will come in and say so. The coach should remain unattached to the metaphors and continue to focus on the coachee. Finally, the seventh and final inquiry skill is that of reframe. This is to look at the topic with different lenses and zooming in and out of the picture and reassembling the various views of the topic at hand. In the Pearls instance, this can take the form of exploring multiple perspectives. And when the coachee can connect with a resonant perspective, it may signal that the coachee is ready to shift into taking resonant actions. This next section is about experiencing some coaching inquiry examples. In order to get a firmer grasp of the Pearls Court's inquiry skills, it is useful to see how they are employed in coaching conversations. The 7 sample conversations that follow are intended to illustrate how these inquiry skills might be used. The first inquiry skill is use silence. Silence can be a very powerful way to evoke a deeper connection by the client to the topic. It can happen at any time during a coaching session, but one way to lead into silence is through powerful questions, and after which the client begins to think deeply.
Client, the circumstances you have described have impacted you significantly.
Yes. And painful too. I feel conflicted and torn.
I acknowledge the pain you are going through. Tell me, client, what do you really want out of this?
The second inquiry skill is keep focus. When the client is meandering from the chosen topic and the coach senses that there is a need to bring the client back, the coach can first ask permission to do so, or secondly, lead in with the intention. There are times the client wandering is important and needs to be explored, in which case the coach should remember to nudge the client back on topic after that.
Client, what you have described is your current perspective on the topic.
Oh, right. Perspective is an important factor. I remember the time when my friends and I were having a debate on perspectives and it was illuminating.
Yes, and coming back to the topic, let's explore other perspectives to have a richer view.
Okay, let's do that.
The third inquiry skill is clarify. When the client is providing information about the topic and making multiple points which do not seem to sync up, it is important for the coach to clarify by firstly requesting the client to bottom line what was said, or secondly, ask a question to shed light on the topic for coach and client to achieve a common understanding.
Client, I would like to invite you to bottom line what you have just described about the situation.
It would come down to relationships. I am having difficulty adjusting to the new team and building rapport with them.
Yes, and coming back to the topic, let's explore other perspectives to have a richer view.
Very well. Let's see what additional views show up.
The fourth inquiry skill is ask. This is the basic inquiry for coaches to engage clients. Avoid asking why questions, as these might carry a hint of judgment. Ask open-ended questions, such as what and how questions. Also, ask one question at a time. Refrain from asking questions with multiple parts or bunching up questions at one go.
Client, how might you exercise influence in this situation?
I am part of the ops committee and I have informal catch-up sessions with the chairperson occasionally.
What other touch points might you have to test ideas with committee members?
Yes, come to think of it. Some of the members and are part of the rec club with me.
The fifth inquiry skill is summarize. This skill is used to recap and sum up what has been shared by the client. Usually, a few related points would have been raised, and the coach is taking the opportunity to capture all the relevant points for the client to check for accuracy and understanding.
What has been brought up for streamlining include finance processes, procurement, legal services and center operations.
Correct. And I forgot to mention that payment ops and audit are part of this project too, but they will join in during phase 2.
Got it. So there are 6 parties involved in this business re-engineering project across phase 1 and 2.
Yes, that is how I am thinking about structuring it.
The sixth inquiry skill is abstract. There are 2 types of abstraction that the coach can employ. One type is to suss out the salient points and elevate them at a metaframe level. The second type is to use an imagery, symbol, metaphor, or object to create a visual or conceptual representation.
Thinking about the ideas of calm energy, serenity, gentle breeze and warm sunlight. What image or object comes to mind?
Well, the thing that comes to my mind is waves softly caressing the sandy beach.
And what are the key characteristics that best resonate with you using this image?
I would say it will be the soothing sounds of the waves, and the picture of a bright sunny day.
The seventh and final inquiry skill is reframe. This skill is employed by the coach to help the client view the topic with a different lens. It can take the form of zooming in or zooming out, or even reassembling the picture in a totally different way.
So you are considering several factors and finding it difficult to determine what you want to do next.
The thing that I'm stuck with is why am I the one to have to make this crucial decision instead of the co-lead?
Client, if you were to ask your future self, how might she describe this as a gift?
I have only viewed this as a responsibility. The idea of this being a gift is... it's really befuddling. Can it really be?
Well done! You have completed Module 2-2, Part 1, on Pearl's Quartz Inquiry Skills. You may now proceed to the Listen and Observe skills.